according to Marcellus Wiley, he says that Skip Bayless is going to be back. He's going to bounce back and try to bounce back quicker than the dribble. Let's talk about it. Check out the Music Entertainment playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify. Check out the Patreon. Free for 7 days. The link's in the link tree. So yeah, he said basically Skip Bayless is coming back now. He said he couldn't out his rumor. He knew a lot that goes on at FS or Fox. He used to play for the Dallas Cowboys in the league. Worked over at Fox, started his own podcast, which I continue to say that's funny that a lot of these brothers who had podcasts, like 10 years ago, maybe not even that a lot of these celebrities shamed them for having the podcast, and now they all getting the podcast and wanting to build their own platforms. And to be honest with you, majority of them is trash. They leaning on other people's talent. Like a lot of them is trash. Some of them who actually got personalities, like Cam Newton's is pretty good, Shannon Sharp's is pretty good, but a lot of the other ones, they trash. I like Draymond's, but Draymond got a mouthpiece. All the guys I named got a mouthpiece. But a lot of these dudes' podcasts are straight trash. Your podcast is good when you can get something out of it. If you're an interviewer, you get something out of a particular guest that nobody else can get out of them. No diddy. But apparently him and Lil Wayne is supposed to be starting the show. Lil Wayne is going to be his co-star. I mean, obviously, Yellow Beezy dropped a song with Lil Wayne, and Lil Wayne couldn't save him on that song. That song was straight hot ass. His career's over with. And I'm not sure that Lil Wayne can save, Skip Bayless, and a lot of people in the community say that Skip Bayless is always leaning on black people to save his bacon. To save his bacon, but at the end of the day, he leaned on Paul Pierce to try to save them in the 23rd and a half hour. Paul Pierce couldn't do it. Keyshawn Johnson, Shannon Sharp, if it was Stephen A. Smith. He does have an eye for talent when it comes to picking black co-hosts. But that thing with I think Shannon Sharp is what destroyed his career. I don't think it was so much of Shannon Sharp leaving, which that was let me not lie, that was a huge part of it. But I think he showed his true colors. A lot of people, thought Skip Bayless was racist, and I think a lot of that speculation had been going around for quite some time. And a lot of people was like, "Oh, he's racist," but I think in a lot of people's mind, it confirmed it. It straight up confirmed it. But hey, I'm not gonna watch it. I don't know if FanDuel TV gonna pick it up. We know Fox won't pick it up. We allegedly heard ESPN is not interested in working with them. So we'll be looking at NBC Sports, FanDuel, DAZN, TNT, Turner. I don't know. So I don't know what this show gonna be on. I mean, what they gonna talk about. Are they gonna have whoever gonna be on? Are they gonna have the archives of highlights to show the highlights of the game and speak and all that? So he wasn't gonna stay out of work long. There's a lot of desperate TV companies looking for programming. Programming is very redundant today. They trying to just recreate the morning. They took radio sports talks. They took Talk Sports Radio and put it on, gave you a visual, and gave it a little bit more structure with a host when you're talking about First Take, when you're first talking about Undisputed. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing. It's scripted. It's a lot of they know what they're gonna say. Like Chris Carter, Hall of Fame receiver, came on and said the majority of it is scripted. So it's just like reality TV. It's like reality TV. It hit in late 90s with the Real World, and then everybody else tried to recreate reality TV, and they kept going and going and going and going and going. Whether it was Survivor, whether it was people like Juicy J and 3-6 Mafia having a reality TV show, whether it's Greg Mathis having one, Love and Hip Hop, it just whatever they doing, it just turned into a whole like stratosphere in itself, and it really made TV go left. And Hollywood has been so stagnant because all the real talent is underground, because a lot of those guys won't sell their back door, or won't sell or some of the women won't sell they self, sell they self short to get the idea. So, at the end of the day, once you kind of look at, TV, they don't really have an innovator to innovate a new type of TV. Look how, repetitive the music videos are. It's all just shaking booty, titties, and what I'm saying, it has no creativity around that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, there's no real creativity behind it, to be honest. And then TV, they looking for something new. So, but is they gonna be able to bring anything new? Probably not. So Lil Wayne and him, it's cool. I probably won't check it out. I mean, really, only reason I watched Undisputed late is when they got Paul Pierce. I like Paul Pierce. And the only reason I watch First Take is to really hear Shannon Sharp. To be honest, I really don't care for nobody else on that show. Too many, and Ryan Clark. I think that's about it. Too many of them be buck dancing on that show, man. They got a whole bunch of, even NFL Network, I seen they trying to clean it up. And I know Michael Irvin is actually going to be on It Is What It Is with Cameron and Mace this season, so I look forward to seeing that. I know rest in power to O.J. Simpson, he gone, so they're going to replace him with Michael Irvin. So my fandom is always, and viewership is always with them. But a lot of the people at ESPN is just moist. I like Darius Butler on NFL Matchup. I don't know if they still doing it, but I liked him on NFL Matchup. He played for the Colts. He was a DB. He was fantastic. I just like seeing, masculine, when it comes to sports, I like seeing masculinity. It's just too much moistness. NFL Network, Schrader and them, just they moist. You look at ESPN, Brian Windhorst, no disrespect, moist. Dave McMenamin, moist. You don't want to see that, man. We want to see bad bitches that's the anchors or the host, right? And stay in their place and not really over talk. And if they do talk really and they know what they talking about, then yeah, Mina Kim's is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? You got your ones who really know their sports, but a lot of them, they just good for the eye candy and they barely good enough to host. But other than that, you want to hear, real football talk. You want to hear real locker room talk. A lot of them guys they put on TV, man, they moist. And I like Marcus Spears too, but a lot of them other dudes that be on there, they be moist, man. I just like Nick Wright and, what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. Like, if it really, in reality, if it ain't Shannon Sharp, Marcus Spears, Ryan Clark, Darius Butler when he was on NFL Matchup. I like the whole NFL Matchup crew, by the way. Chris Broussard, Rob Parker. If it ain't really them, Paul Pierce, and I like Keyshawn Johnson. If it ain't really them that I could think of, and TJ Houshmandzadeh, that's my boy. That's always been my dude. TJ Houshmandzadeh. If it ain't them, I'm really good on the Acho brothers. That one be raccooning and buck dancing and butter biscuit. I ain't mad at RG3 neither. They fired him. I ain't mad at RG3. I liked RG3, but the majority of them, I really just don't be feeling, bro, to be real. But yeah, TJ Houshmandzadeh solid. He's a real solid dude, man. I mess with everybody I name. I mess with him, but Skip and Shannon, Skip and Lil Wayne, like, Lil Wayne ain't nothing but a junkie anyway. I really never liked Lil Wayne, bro. Like, really, like, when he was with the Hot Boys, he was like a little kid. My dude was BG and Juvie and Manny Fresh. And then, like, the Carter 1 and 2, that's where I jumped off the ship at. I bought the Carter 3 because of the hype around it. And it was cool. I gave that shit away to my homie. He came. But I ain't even no Lil Wayne fan. I never been a Lil Wayne fan for real. Like, when they talking about, the best Louisiana rappers, it's always Mystical, Juvenile, BG, Boosie, Webby, them kind of dudes that I kind of roll with, bro. So, when they ask me about Lil Wayne, I'm not a fan. Drought 1, Drought 95. After the Carter 1 and 2, I think at the Carter 2, like on the pure hip-hop level, that's probably when you could say he probably was the best. Like, that was his best chance to be the best rapper alive. That was real rap. But I understand the Carter 3 crossed over, but I don't hold his opinion high. I'm not a fan. Never really been a fan of his. So when people talk about he the greatest of all time, like, he ain't even my top greatest 100 favorite rappers of all time. But that's my opinion. Now, if I say, you know, greatest rappers of all time, just a regular list, he would fall in the top 100. But as far as like, I just never been a fan of his before he started opening his mouth and sounding ignorant and stuff. So, but he's not a fan. And Skip Bayless, it is what it is. I mean, his podcast is talentless. You know, he really don't have a talent. His talent is hating. He probably was a better writer, but his talent is hating. He ain't really no. He don't come up with no phrases, and he don't come up with no bars. He don't come up with no sayings. And let me say this before I get off here, man. And a lot of the sayings that these celebrities they take and go run off on the Breakfast Club, or they go run off on ESPN and all that. A lot of that slang they get from us on this underground YouTube stuff. A lot of they be watching these. I didn't believe they'd really be watching these videos, but a lot of the slang that we be coming up with, you know, New Media, Mayonnaise Nation, Clear People, bum bashing, whatever we come up with, they be taking it and taking it mainstream. They don't really got no real talent, bro. Like, I know a bunch of YouTubers, if they had the editing and the production, man, and they sold out, they'd be out cold. If this shit was just straight up on talent, all the majority of people you see with millions and 100,000 subscriber millions, they ain't really got no real talent, bro. They ain't got no talent. They ain't got no talent. When you talk about just TV, it ain't even too many people on TV who got real talent. Like Shannon Sharp, he got real talent doing what he doing. You know what I'm saying? He got an actual talent. A lot of these dudes ain't got real talent, bro. Like Shannon got real talent. You know, the dude that be up there with Ryan Cart, Shannon, he got real talent. Like, he got real personality and real talent. A lot of these dudes ain't got real talent and real personalities. They got personas. I'll tell you this. Me on here, hey, it's the same thing you gonna get in real life. We gonna pop shit, laugh, have a good time. If you want to take it somewhere else, we can take it there. But hey, check out the music entertainment playlist. It's just a rumor. Shout out to Marcellus Bali. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. All inside the link tree. Don't forget, check out the Patreon. Free for 7 days. The fastest way to reach me is probably X or Instagram. So appreciate y'all. And don't forget to check me out on Facebook. Peace.